guys, how are you? How are you doing? How are you feeling? Now you already know how it goes. It's story time. So I had done a poll on my Instagram, and first I asked you guys if you wanted a vlog or story time, and you guys voted story time. Then I asked you guys which story time y'all wanted to see, and you guys chose this one, the time I helped him cheat. Now let's start with a preface, because I mentioned this in a lot of my story times. I am not the person now that I was before, especially in high school. Like, no, I hope no one is the same person they are in high school, especially if you weren't like a good kid, because I wasn't. And in this story, we're going to talk a little bit about how much of a people pleaser I was at the same time as I was just a bad person. When I was in high school, I was obsessed with my friends, and I still am. I still love my friends, but not to the point where they got me in a chokehold, you know? In high school, it was different. Like, I would cry over friendship fights. I would just lose my mind if my best friends and I were not on good terms. Like, it was a sight to be seen. If you haven't seen How I Lost All My Best Friends video from years ago, you'll know a little bit about how dramatic I was and how much it actually affected me, to the point that I cried in front of a whole class doing a whole science project thing because I had just had a fight with my friends. Friends were very, very, very dear to my heart, to a fault. I'm not saying, again, that friends now are not dear to my heart, but I choose myself before I sacrifice my own sanity, if you will, for friends. A lot of people have this experience in high school with their first boyfriend and girlfriends and their little partners, the little flings, the little crushes. For me, it was friends. They would tell me to jump, I would jump, you know? I always used to say this back then, like, I would have taken a bullet for any of my friends. So let's start there. So I had this friend, and we're gonna call him Tim. So Tim was your typical high school jock. Everybody knew him, all the girls wanted him, and he was my friend. Tim was very jacked. He spent a lot of time at the gym, and he was probably the most muscle man person in our high school. So he was pretty intimidating. He could make basically anyone fold over or do anything, let alone his own friends who are loyal to him. A lot of people would use him as their own personal bodyguard. Like, if anyone was bullying you, if anyone messed with you, you got your boy, I almost said his real name, Tim, to give them a piece of his mind and say, hey, that's my homie, don't mess with them, because if you mess with them, you messing with me.
I told him I tell him. You fuck with me, you fucking with your man.
So a very intimidating guy and a ladies' man. He got it all, and he wanted to make sure to keep it that way. So I believe this was grade 10 or 11, I'm not quite sure, but I had started either a science or biology class, one of the two. And I was in class with this really nice girl that I became friends with, who was helping me with science. Science was my weakness. I wasn't good at it. I didn't get it, I didn't like it, I hated it, I didn't go, like, but when I did, I was like, girl, help me, because I don't even know what's going on. We're gonna call her Christina. So Christina was super soft-spoken, super sweet, would help me with my science, and we were really home skillet biscuits. We would sit together in class. I think we would even have lunch together oftentimes. I don't remember much of what our friendship was other than her helping me with science and us just getting along, because this was a very long time ago and the friendship was very short-lived. We'll get to that. So I'm excited, you know, to have a little good influence friend up in my science class helping me, making sure when I am in class that I know what I'm doing, or at least try to know what I'm doing. And if I didn't know what I was doing, I would ask her and she would help me, and she would do it for me sometimes. Like, it was a great, great, great friendship. She really cared about my grades and was a great, great influence. She was a great girl. She was so nice. She was so pretty too. Loved, loved, loved Christina. Now, come to find out, Christina and Tim started dating. And you remember I mentioned Tim was a ladies' man. He was a little bit of a Casanova. He was a little bit of a player. And I thought, oh boy, here we go. No sooner than I find out that they are dating, I also find out, I can't remember if it was immediately through her or someone else, or himself, bragging, because he would brag to his friends, to his close friends, about all the girls he got with. If you know the tea from high school, and you know me from high school, and you know the tea from high school, You might figure out who this is if I say this. But anywho, at the time, Mr. Tim decided to hook up with sisters. And this was a huge scandal because he would hook up with a lot of people. But sisters? 2 sisters who found out about each other hooking up with Tim through each other because they talked about it. Scandalous.
If 2 plus 2 is 4, right? And 5 plus 5 is 10, okay. What the fuck is this?
Who does that? Like, I think he just thought it was funny. I think he was like, cause I can, and I'll do it again. Bah, bah. So Mr. Tim goes ahead and does this. Cheats on Miss Christina. Alright? And everything happened very quickly. I found it out through him because he was bragging about it. And I basically was like, you know I have a class with her. You know we're tight. Like, this isn't cool. He looks at me straight in my eyes and says, you have a class with her? Yes, Vanessa. You need to tell her this didn't happen. You need to convince her I'm faithful. Tim. I was put in a very uncomfortable situation because my loyalty is with Tim. We were friends first. We've been friends for years. He protects me. He is the scary, intimidating dude at high school. And he's my friend. I have him on my side. I don't want him on my bad side. Who's gonna protect me then? So it was a very confusing time for me. And it was a deciding factor of right or wrong. And also, which friend am I loyal to? Protection from bullies. A good grade in science class. Scary guy that could kill me. My new sweet friend. What am I to do? I did. I did. I told her. I was like, girl, you got nothing to worry about. I didn't bring it up. I didn't want to make it obvious. But she brought it up to me very quickly. Again, this all happened very, very, very quickly. You know how rumors spread and, you know, tea spills in high school. And she came to me and said, I heard the rumor that Tim got with sister 1 and sister 2. Girl, what do I do? And I'm like, girl, there's no way. You got nothing to worry about. This is awful. You have nothing to worry about. He loves you. He is faithful. Why would you ever think that? Plus, it's 2 sisters. Who does that? Who would do that? Are you a cheater or are you just stupid? Pick a struggle. So that made it that much more believable, and I reassured her and she was just so happy. She's like, thank you. Like, I appreciate you so much. Yeah, I don't think he would do that. She believed me and I felt so bad. I went back. I reported back to Mr. Tim and I told him, I'm like, I got it covered. She believed me. She's good. You got nothing to worry about. I got this off your plate. But you freaking owe me your life. You owe me the rest of high school protection for this. Like, it was such a shameful moment. Even me back then, who was like, lacked empathy, didn't care about anything except myself. I had a lot going on at home. My trauma made me a not very nice person. I was still like, this was not cool. Like, you made me choose between 2 friends, basically. And this is the person that's helping me in science, and we're pretty close. I'm excited about this new little friendship I got, and you come and put me in this position. Now I gotta lie to a woman. Lie to a girl as a girl. Whatever happened to girls supporting girls? I didn't know anything about that back then, but nowadays, looking back at old me, I'm like, you little... So Tim was so happy. He thanked me. He said, you saved my relationship. This means so much to me. You're a true friend. And that made me feel all types of good because I'm like, yeah, I'm ready to die, homie. But then, bitch, before I even knew it, little Miss Christina went and talked to sister 1 and sister 2 herself and found out the truth. And I don't know if they had proof. I don't know if they had screenshots. I don't know what they had back then. We had MSN, we had cell phones, we had all that stuff. Well, I didn't, they did. I didn't get a cell phone until I was 18, but that's a story for another time. They must have had some kind of proof for Christina to believe the sisters over me, because she was finished with me. She was done. We had agreed to be partners for the little pig cheek dissection thing that you have to do in science class, or at least I had to do. I don't know what everyone else does. I think some people do frogs. Anyways, dissecting some shit. And we had signed up to be partners. And the day comes where we're gonna dissect the shit out of this little pig. This little piglet, this little fetus baby pig, and I don't got my partner. Behind my back. I mean, not behind my back, like, I deserved it, but without telling me, ghosted me, gave me the cold shoulder, picked another partner, went to the dissection table with someone else, and I was sitting there by myself like, what am I supposed to do with this? Huh? Because of course I had skipped class. I wasn't listening. She was always the one who gave me the updates and gave me the instructions for everything that I missed and everything that I didn't understand, and now I didn't have that. Now I'm like, oh my god, look what I got myself into now. I'm gonna fail science. And I'm pretty sure that year I did. But that's karma. That's what you get for defending something and standing for something that's not right. Karma will get you, and I am such a strong believer in karma, but also like girls supporting girls. Come on, like, don't be me. Don't take this story as a like, hell yeah, stand up for your friend. No, no, if it's wrong, it's wrong, especially girl to girl, woman to woman. No, not okay. Do not help someone cheat. Do not hide someone's secret for them. I don't care who they are or what they're capable of. This guy, like, sure, he could protect me from high school bullies. Was it worth it, though? Was it worth the lie and being literally a bad person for the sake of someone else's relationship? Like, that's none of my business. Why did I even have to get involved? I got put in the middle of it, and I made a stupid decision, and I hurt my friend's feelings along the way. Like, that's such a sour pill. Is that how you say it? A sour pill to swallow? Is that the saying? Anyways, you know what I'm talking about. Imagine hearing that your high school boyfriend is cheating on you, and your friend tells you, no, 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 they're faithful, and then you find out they lied to you. Bitch! So you've been betrayed by your boyfriend and you've been betrayed by your friend. That is awful, and I am so sorry if by any chance, Christina, you know who you are in this topic and video and story time. If you're watching this video, I'm so sorry, girl. I did not mean any malice on you. I just was stupid. I did not think. I was not girls supporting girls, and I should have been. I really, really should have been, because I wouldn't wish that upon myself. I wouldn't wish that upon anyone, and I would never do that in a million years now. But back then, girl, it wasn't right up here. Definitely feel a lot of guilt for that, and I feel like I've been trying to pay it forward now in my recent life. If I ever notice anything, if I ever hear anything, if I ever see anything, hear anything, like any proof that a man is being unfaithful, or that I'm catching someone in a lie, or that it can genuinely help another girl or woman in this world against the men, I got you. I will tell you, and I will investigate for you, and I will even try to get something out of that man myself. Message him. Message me right now and tell me to message your man and see if he hits on me. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'll do it. I don't care. More of the story. Men are trifling. Tim, you're gross. You know it. You gross. And women need to stick together. We need to work together. We need to sympathize with each other. Why would you do something to someone that you wouldn't want done to you or one of your loved ones? Why? 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 I don't stand for it. Shameful. Very, very embarrassing.
Are you not embarrassed? This is really embarrassing.
And I hope you do better. You do better. And if you see something or you hear something and you catch something, you tell that girl. You tell her, because you would want to know. You would want to be told. Unfortunately, we live in a world that men are so manipulative sometimes that even if you tell a girl, they won't believe you, but at least you have your conscience clear that you told them and you did the right thing in attempts to save her from the lying ass, trifling ass, broke ass, punk ass hoe of a man. I don't know how many people other than Tim and Christina know about this story, but I just wanted to put it out there because it is one of my not so great moments. I have lots of funny stories, but I also have lots of learning lessons that I lived through, mistakes that I've made that I also want to share, just so you don't do what I did. It's not cute, and karma will get you. You will fail science, for example. That's it for today's story time, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, because it's free. And I will see you guys next time.